To our supporters and friends, we bring you greetings from Normandie Church of Christ. We present you a comprehensive report of the events that have occurred among the churches in Oron clan in Nigeria, West Africa. Over the years, we have seen many lives that have been positively affected by the Nigerian mission. Our efforts, involvement, and successes with the Christian Secondary Technical College is a living testimony to what God has, through your support, enabled us to do. The school was established in 1971. In 1975, immediately after the Civil War in Nigeria, the federal government unilaterally took over the administration of the school. After numerous petitions to the government to hand over the school, and on account of the government's mismanagement of the school, they returned control of the school to us in October of 2006. The government's 31 years of neglect has left us with a great challenge to restore the school. We trust that the stories presented here demonstrate the scope, the potential, and the opportunities for service, which will alleviate the sufferings and lack of opportunities. Oron is situated on the Atlantic Ocean. The community of Oron is located in the southeast of Nigeria, which is an outlet to the Cameroons and the outside world. The climate is tropical, hot, and humid. There are two major seasons, the dry, hot season beginning October to April, and the wet, rainy season from May to September. Nigeria's population is approximately 135 million people, speaking over 200 dialects, with English as the universal language. Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa are the major languages in the country. Christianity is predominant in the southern section of Nigeria, while the Muslim religion is the primary language in the northern states. In 1948, Brother C.A.O. Isian came to Christ through a Bible correspondence study conducted by the Lawrence Avenue Church of Christ, now Una Church in Nashville, Tennessee. In 1952, when the first two missionaries arrived, Isian had already established 60 churches. Since the establishment of the Bible Training School at Ukpam, Abak, where Brother Otoyo with 60 other students graduated, an intensive and ongoing evangelistic outreach resulted in large numbers of conversions. Both trained preachers and members have participated in the conversion of over 400,000 Christians in the Nigerian mission. The Nigerian mission supports 34 preachers with small monthly stipends in the amount of $50 to $150. They share responsibility for preaching among 75 churches and nurturing those churches that do not have regular ministers. They also conduct house-to-house evangelization and lecture in designated villages. Many of the churches are small and unable to financially assume responsibility towards the support of preachers. Our support has given impetus to the establishment of new churches. It has also helped stabilize many of the fledgling churches. As you travel through Nigeria, you will find churches at Lagos, Ibadan, Enugu, and Calabar, churches that are capable of supporting their preachers. This is because members in these cities have dependable, secure jobs. Most church buildings are made from straw mats, which are not durable. Often congregations start saving whatever little money they have. They buy a few bags of cement and then mold the blocks. They do this piecemeal, and then in about 2 to as many as 10 years, the building will be completed and ready to use. Each stage is labor-intensive, and they buy needed materials when they have the money. For now, this congregation, like many others, meet in buildings like this. At one of the churches, this young girl walked from the rear of the building straight to sit on Mr. Roy Sando's lap. Mr. Sando was a volunteer geography teacher at the school. If you visit most of the churches, don't be surprised to see a teacher using a whip to discipline pupils. Even when adults go to sleep during worship, the ushers will tap the member on the head. Over the years, we have delivered medical equipment, medicine, and teaching materials for the community. Brother Jimmy McPeak delivered a large quantity of Bible correspondence materials, which we shipped to Nigeria. Educational and various religious materials, in addition to farming equipment, were included in the 20-foot container that we shipped in 2006. Because the Nigerian mission works in a society where many are deprived and hungry, starvation is rampant, and equipment and instructional materials are scarce. Brother Lawrence Clemens brought soccer balls, pencils, uniforms, and Bibles for some less fortunate primary school students. The students and teachers of the Christian Secondary Technical College were excited to receive the uniforms and pencils. The mission also purchased motor bicycles for 2 preachers, increasing the total number of bicycles to 10. We wish you could see the glow and joy on their faces. Because of the poor health of many in the country, we have taken medication, which supporters like Sister Jill Trice have provided the mission. The medical needs in the country are acute, and medical attention is inaccessible to many people. Most of those who are sick from tropical disease or who cannot afford hospitalization suffer and die. They do not have money or consult a witch or bush doctor who often kills them faster. We have from time to time ministered to the medical needs of a few, like Brother Okan Esu, who has suffered from hernia for years. He asked for help with hospitalization. Brother Adet Akaiso, one of the first fruit of the gospel in Oyubia, is blind, diabetic, and has hypertension. We assisted him with hospitalization as well. His wife's meager income as a primary school teacher is inadequate to feed their family and also pay for hospital treatment. A primary school teacher earns approximately $225 per month. Incidentally, Brother Adat retired from teaching 10 years ago. He has yet to receive his retirement pension from the government. Ekete has polio and is about 25 years old. She wears slippers on her hands and crawled to the school seeking assistance for training as a seamstress. The initial reaction was, "How can you sew without legs? And besides, you can't even read or sign your name." Ekete persisted. "My hands are good. I will try, sir." Suddenly it occurred to Brother Eno Otoyo that his mother, who could not read or write, learned to sew by watching other seamstresses sew. His mother used banana leaves to practice sewing and became quite proficient. That was the difference, though. Brother Otoyo's mother didn't have polio. Ekete does. Brother Otoyo asked his wife Lavera's opinion. Lavera immediately went into another room and brought out a Singer hand-pedaling sewing machine for the young girl. Ekete glowed. She is now being sponsored in sewing instructions for the next 2 years, costing around $275, excluding boarding. We hope we will find a volunteer who will assist us with her boarding costs. The opportunity to serve are many and overwhelming. Like many others that we have adopted under the Nigerian mission, Nine came with her sister 2 years after the death of her father, seeking money for food. She and her sister were all but bones due to starvation. To verify their needs, we went to their house, which was in a dilapidated condition. The roof leaked profusely. Our first task was to give them money for food and then help repair the house. Since she is a high school graduate, we employed her to work as a receptionist at the Christian Secondary Technical School. In gratitude to the Nigerian mission, she joyfully said to Sister Otoyo, "I want to thank you for what you did for me, my sister, and my mother. I don't know what would have happened to us without you. We were just throwaways, trash." Continuing, she said, "We had nothing, not even food to eat, and no one to help us had you not found us." Sister Lavera said that she cried and laughed throughout the conversation. She excitedly talked of how she intends to use the little money, roughly $58 a month, she is earning. Gesturing with her hand, she said, "I cut it into 2. I give half to my mother, and I use half of mine for my body lotion. And the other half I save so I can study and take my JAM examination for college. I want to study and become a teacher. I am told that if you don't have an education, you are nothing." Sister Lavera counseled her that education would be an asset in her life, but there are other things that make us something, particularly character, compassion, love, and a belief in Christ.